Hello everybody, good morning. I hope you're doing well. I hope you woke up today feeling rested and ready to work out. The apparatuses you're gonna need today are your ball, your yoga ball, your bar, pull-up bar if you have one. If you don't worry. A bench or a chair. Your Theraband if you have one, and a broomstick. Let's stand up and we're gonna do some warm up with the shoulders with our Theraband. Take your Theraband in front of you about shoulder width or wider and take it up and around. These first few allow your ribs to move a little bit. So my ribs are kind of like taking a little cat-cow, a little arch and hollow just to like kind of be a part of the movement. My shoulders remain at in the neutral position. They're not lifting and lowering, or they're not trying to do anything. They're just doing what they do. And my elbows are straight. And now continue doing the same thing, and this time keep your ribs in acrobatic style. So nice low and back with the ribs, dropping the front ribs down. So it's really just in the shoulders, this warm up. Do 3 more of these. It should start to feel a little more loose, and it also might feel a little achy in those shoulders because they're working, they're warming up. And bring your arms in front of you, drop the shoulders down and bring them into the sockets, and then open and close. So ribs stay in. The only thing that's moving here is the shoulders opening and closing, abducting and adducting, pulling out and releasing back in with control. And again, if you don't have a Theraband, you can grab some leggings or something, and then bring it up and back a couple more times. Maybe roll your head around. And then take it back, and nice and gently take it back into just a gentle opening of the front of the shoulders, not a massive stretch. And then bring it forward and slowly open into a pec stretch. Keeping those ribs in. We'll do 10 of these. Feet are hip width apart, parallel. Zip up in those inner thighs, so already start to get that connection to the core. The arms are the upper part of the core, and the legs are the lower part of the core. We're using the whole body, the whole core body, which is the whole body. How many is this? Let's do 3 more. 2, 1, and then bring it on up and over and with control here, and take some around the world. So this time we can get a little of a opening through the side body, allowing the back to arch and the back to round. This one should feel like your reward. And then the other direction. Yeah, feels so good. Warming it up. Okay, and then last thing here, take your palms up on your Theraband with your elbows into your sides, not too narrow, and then just open and release. So you're keeping your elbows in, and you're just you're externally rotating the shoulders. And my ribs stay in. I'm just pulling open a little bit here. And then release this guy down for now. Let's go into the legs a little bit. So bend the knees, bring your toes forward parallel, and take your hips in a circle one direction, and find where your legs meet your hips in that big old socket here in your pelvis, where your legs meet your pelvis, pardon. And then also starting to feel where your spine meets your pelvis. So those kind of 3 quick connections here, the legs and the spine, and how they all interact with your pelvis. Lots of muscles, lots of ligaments, and then all those organs in there. And go the other way and just start to loosen that up. Literally start to juice it. So we're turning the hard tissues, the solid tissues in our body, the collagen, the muscles, and the fascia and all that stuff, we're turning those into liquid by doing these. And we want to work with more liquidy, gooey tissues in our body when we're exercising, nothing hard and solid. So those of you who think that hard muscles are better, it's not necessarily true. And then let's take our toes out to the side, diagonally forward, and then just take some horse squats just to warm it up. If you want to, you can start swinging your arms, turning those knees out and back, externally rotating through the hips. Take some breaths here. Ooh, I just caught a really nice breeze. Feels good. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. Take the toes forward again and just take the hips side to side. Kind of stick your hip out one side. I feel this stretch in my groin as well as in my hip. Take your feet a little bit wider. Bring your body halfway forward and bend one knee and the other. Toes are forward, knees are forward. Arms out to the side. And then take your hands to the floor and stick your butt out and shift your hips side to side. Stick your butt out. Don't let your back round here. So if your back is rounding, bring your hands up to your legs or up onto a chair in front of you. Stick that butt out. There's a time and a place to stick your butt out, and this is it. So lift your sitting bones up towards the sky. You can bend your knees, flatten your back. And here, wherever your hands are, if they're on the floor, if they're on your legs or on a chair, take a little rounding and arching through your lower back here. As much movement as you can get in that lower back. And again, your hips, your pelvis is tipping. Your legs are changing into where your pelvis, where they meet your pelvis, and your lower back is arching and rounding. While we're here, we might as well do a little sexy dancing. So move it around in one circle one direction and the other. And take a forward fold one more time. Take your body over to one side and move it around a little bit. So I'm over on my right side. And before I do any static stretching, I'm still gonna kind of move it around a little bit. If anything feels like it's pulling in that kind of like, something's gonna break. Oof, don't go there. Instead, come out of the stretch a little bit and kind of move it around, like massage it with the movement. Remember, we're turning solid into liquid. So you can think about that as the squeezing and the stretching of the muscles is turning solid into liquid. And go to the other side. Liquefying, juicing up our muscles. One more thing before we get going here into some sweating is working with those Brazos T-Rex pulls. So we're going to do pull-ups later here, and I want you to think about that pull from the arms going over the head, ribs are back, pulling the elbows down, and we're making 2 parallel lines with our forearms. That means we're externally rotated through the upper arm where it meets the shoulder, and we're pulling down. And so now, as you pull down with those parallel forearms, externally rotated shoulders, I want you to think about drawing your ribs down in the front and up in the back, bringing them down and back here, and pulling your belly button into your spine. And imagine your spine getting longer every time you do a pull. And now do the same thing, but this time elbows out to the sides. YMCA. Right? And so we're really engaging here with our shoulders, like we're actually pulling something. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing with our legs. Take it nice and slow, arms up and pull it down, just like what we did. This time bring a knee up as you pull down. So your knee is going straight up to your chest. Let's point the toe of that knee. Point the toe, so we're really activating the foot. Bring it up and down. Let's do 5, 4. Everything's in the midline here, connected to the belly. 3, 2, 1. Now same thing, but out to the side. So the knees are gonna come towards the shoulders. And our elbows are going out, right? So we're still using those pulling muscles. Pull down, point the toes and bring the knee up towards the shoulder. Don't go so far that you're cranking your hip only goes so far that moves with ease right now. So you might be a little bit lower with your knee than I am because you didn't train at circus school for 15 years. That's okay. For 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Front again. Bringing the knees up, pulling those elbows down and in. So the elbow should skim the ribs each time. Yeah, pulling it in. Point the toe, bring that knee in and connect to the belly button. Each time you lift, pull that belly button back towards your spine. All right, we'll keep going. We'll do 10, 9, 8, pull it in, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now to the side for 10. Lift it up, straighten those elbows all the way at the top. 7, 6, 5. Really working range of motion. 3, 2, 1. Okay, feet nice and wide, take circles with your hips. That was a good warm-up, huh? Woo, I had a cup of Earl Grey tea this morning. How about you? What'd you have? Woo! Okay, we're gonna take it into a lunge. Stand on your left leg, bring your right leg in front, and just straighten and bend that knee. Flex your foot, bring your arms out to the sides. All right, bend that knee up, point your toe now, and step back to a lunge. Left leg forward, right leg back. Here, bend and straighten the back knee a few times. Bring your hands to your hips. And now shift your weight forward onto your front leg and back onto your back leg. Forward and back. So my body stays upright. I'm just shifting forward and back. Trying to get as much weight onto my front foot as I can. So much that maybe I'm going to take almost all the weight off my back foot. Now bring your arms forward. Remember that pull forward. Now stand up and pull. This time with our toes pointed and our knee lifting, elbows in and pulling back towards the wall behind us. Reach back into a lunge and pull for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay here, hold, bring the arms out and try to lift and lower that standing heel. For 3, 2, 1. Step on back. Last thing here, I'm going to turn sideways. Interlace your fingers behind your back, spin your palms backward, come diagonally forward from the back foot to the top of the head. Now once again, shift forward, bringing your weight over your front foot, and then your weight back. Forward over your front foot, and back. Nice and parallel hill. 3 more. Forward, back. Forward, back. Forward, back. Now come forward and try to bring your weight forward on a bent knee, bent front knee, and lift that back leg up. Come back to your lunge. Hands come down, step back to a plank. Bring your knees down. We're gonna do a little bit of warm up for push-ups here. We haven't warmed up our wrists yet, so just a couple cat-cows. Woo! I'm gonna turn that off. Yeah. Cat-cows. Now some wrist circles. Shoulders around the wrists. Other direction. Elbows straight. And now lift your palms of your hands and lower. So your fingers are flat on the floor, lifting and lowering the palms of the hands. And now come into an elbow plank. Feet together behind you. Round your upper back and flatten your upper back. Hips low. Round and flatten 10 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now body saw forward and back for 10, 9. Push those palms into the floor. Elbows in towards the midline. Push palms down. 8, 7, 6, palms down, push the elbows into the midline. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees down, stretch it into an active cat stretch. So lift the elbows up, bring the hips back, round the spine a little bit, and try to lengthen through your shoulders. Press back to downward dog, put the left leg forward, and find a little hamstring stretch here. So move your hips around a little bit, maybe open and close your hips, bend and straighten your front leg a little bit, and we're looking for a little stretch with that left hamstring. Opening through the back of the leg. Step the right leg into the left, hip width apart, forward fold. Smack your butt a little bit, smack your back a little bit, and then slowly roll up to standing. We're gonna do the left side. So stand, or the other side, the right side. Stand on your right foot, lift your left knee up, and feel that connection with your belly button to your knee. Like as your knee lifts, your belly button pulls back more. And step back into a lunge. Hands on the hips here, and bend the back knee and straighten the back knee a few times. Really finding that scissoring of the inner thighs towards each other, towards the midline. Woo! We'll do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now come up, and now bring your weight forward and back. So my shoulders are up over my hips. I'm straight up and down as much as I can be, and my weight is coming forward and back into the front foot and into the back foot. But my back knee is as straight as it can be, my front knee is bent, and I'm just shifting my weight forward and back. Now come as forward as you can, reach your arms forward, pull the elbows in, reach your arms forward and stand up. Point your toe, lift your knee and pull your belly button back at the same time. Reach forward and up. Step back, reach forward, lift everything into the midline. Everything into the midline. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, bring those elbows in. 6, shoulders down. 5, 4, 3, 2, lift it on up. 1, arms out to the sides. This time flex your left toes, lift your knee up, belly button in, and lift and lower your standing heel a few times. For 3, 2, 1, step it on back. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Spin your palms backwards. Reach your top of your head forward to make a diagonal line from back heel to top of head. And now again, reach forward and back with your weight. Forward and back. Start to try to take weight off your back foot if you can. For 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. Reach your arms out. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Step back to plank. And push-ups. We'll do 10 push-ups here. Here we go. 10. Chaturanga. 9. You got it. Knees can come down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, yeah, baby. Push it back to a downward dog. And bring that same leg, the right leg, forward into that forward fold. So you're move it around a little bit, the gooey forward fold, right? The massage with movement forward fold. We're still looking for our hamstrings. We're still finding how we can juice them up a little before we use them actively. Here we go. Square it off a little if you can. Step that left foot into the right. Interlace your fingers behind your back here and reach your arms up and over. Bend your knees a lot. Shake your head out. Release your arms, roll up to standing. So now we're going to do the same thing we did in the beginning with the knee lifts, but with the kicks, because our hamstrings and groin are a little bit warmer and juicier. All right, so remember, before we were doing pulling, now we're doing pressing. So our arms are up and they press down. And do this for me a couple times. So reach your arms up, pull your ribs down and in, and as you press, resist the urge to lift your ribs. Instead, pull your ribs down and back as you press down. So you get even stronger through your body as you press down. Same thing as a press down to the sides. So bring the arms up and press down. Bring the arms up and press down. Up and press, okay? So we're gonna do this with some kicks. Ready, go. Reach the arms up. Now press and kick. Press and kick. So just switching feet every time. You can play with flexed feet or pointed feet. It doesn't matter how high you kick, as long as you're not rounding your spine. Keep it nice and long and keep connected to the midline, right? So you're kicking right in front of you. We're gonna do 10, 9, 8. Now let's point. If you haven't already, 6, point the toes, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, moving it to the side. So arms up, we kick to the side. Arms up, kick to the side. Side, side, switching each time. Point your toes, straighten your knee. It doesn't matter how high you kick. Connecting your arms to your legs through your torso for 10, 9, 8, 7, belly button in, ribs in, 6, halfway there, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, that was hard. Oh my God. It's so much harder when I'm teaching it than when I'm doing it. Maybe because I have to talk too. Okay, get a quick sip of water. All right, we've done that. Let's bring it down to the floor and do a set of push-ups with wide arms. Okay, wide arms. If you have if you're on a yoga mat, then put your arms just about as wide or a little wider than your mat, okay? So about wide apart. And then elbows go out to the side as we do our push-ups, knees up or down, try at least 10. Here we go. Now, when you get to your max, bring your knees down and do 5 more. All right, you did it. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, let's do a little bit of abs, and then we're gonna get up and sweat some more. You know me. Sweating is so good for us. Cardio is so good for us. So many people have this identity of like, I hate cardio, I don't do cardio. Well, learn to like it. Just do bits of it. Do like 2 or 3 minute bursts of it 2 or 3 times in a workout. So good for your body and so good for your endurance with whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's aerial or acrobatics or football or whatever it is that you're doing. It's good for endurance, right? Obviously. Okay, so bring your sit up onto your butt, sitting bones, karate chop under your knees, sit up straight, pull those elbows down and back, roll it up to sit up, and then just take a little bit of round and straighten. And then see here if you can take a little bit of circle. Strength and flexibility are kind of, they interact like partnership in these exercises. So you might think you're strong, but you can't move your back in this position. Well, the strength comes with the mobility here. So this is super important stuff. So lift up in your hands under your knees, roll your shoulders back, lean back and lift your knees up. Here we're gonna roll back into a hollow body. So using your hands to guide you, lower back to the floor and hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rolling back up. Use your hands where you need to in order to sit up as straight as you can. Now rolling back to hollow body for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly sitting up. Use your hands if you need. Lift, 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 lift. And now 3 more of these. Here we go. Rolling back to hollow body for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rolling back up to this boat pose, lifting up, lifting, lifting. 2 more of these. Here we go. Rolling back to hollow body. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7. Your knees can always come up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling up. We got 1 more of these to go. Sit on up. Sit as tall as you can. Woo! And now roll it back. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just bring your knees into your chest. Hands straight out to the sides. Knees squeeze together. And bring right and left your knees. Right and left. Keep your knees together. Don't let them slide. Don't let them slide along each other. Keep your knees exactly squeezed together. Like you've got a P between them. Active twist. Robot arms. Squeeze the feet into the butt. Squeeze the knees towards the chest. And now just lift the booty up and down 10 times. 1, knees towards the chest. 2, point the toes, legs together, feet together. 3, ankles together. 4, lift the booty. 5, just a rounding of the lower spine. 6, 7, 8, 9, lift and hold. Use their hands to help you if you need. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the feet flat on the floor, hands behind the head. Upper body crunches for 10. Lifting the whole shoulder blades off. Looking for mobility. 9, 8, 7. Find the midline. Where are your feet? Parallel. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your knees to your chest. Round your spine and rock and roll forward and back. Try not to slam down. See if you can make as round as you can. And then start to reach your hands forward and bring your weight off of your booty and sit and come onto your feet. If you can always stand up and jump. If you can't quite get there, open your knees and reach your arms between your legs like froggy. Here we go for 10 of these. 10, 9, you can do deck rolls or candlesticks if that's in your practice. 8, 7, 6, you got it. Zip it up to the midline. 5, almost there. 4, 3, 2, last one, and 1. Woohoo! Shake it out. Come down onto your belly. One more thing, and then we'll take a quick sip of water. Come down onto your belly, hands under your shoulders. Your legs are hip width apart. Push your pubic bone into the floor, engage your butt, and then just pull your belly button away from your spine and start lifting up to your bra line for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right leg and the left. Push your pubic bone into the floor. Belly button lifts off. Engage that butt for 10, 9, 8. Hip bone stays on the floor. 6, 5. Pubic bone down. Engage the butt. 4, 3, 2. Knees are straight. Arms reach forward. We're gonna do a count of 20 of swimmers, okay? But first, engage the butt, push the pubic bone into the floor, right? We're not squeezing our cheeks together to engage the butt, like we're holding in a fart. We're pushing the pubic bone into the floor to posteriorly rotate the pelvis, right? To tuck the pelvis. So engage that butt, pull the belly in, engage the whole core. Now lift up and do swimmers for 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, butt, 14, 13, 12, elbows straight, knees straight, 11, 10, point the toes, 9, 8, straight knees, butt, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo, you did it. Good, grab a quick sip of water. and I'll meet you here for some more sweating. Okay, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. I know it's the moment that all of you have been waiting for. Like, burpees are awesome. If anybody knows me or has taken my classes, you know that I always put burpees in because you know what? They're an awesome exercise. They're a full body exercise. You can do them slow or fast. So for power or for stability, they're just a great exercise and you don't need any props and you can do it anywhere, anytime. Let's do some burpees. Okay, so I'm gonna give one quick demo. We're standing up, our arms are up over our heads, our feet together, our knees are straight, our pelvis is tucked, our belly button's in, hollow body. We squat, bringing our heels as close to our butt as we can. We step or jump back to a plank. We do a push-up. We step or jump our feet back into a squat, and we stand or jump. Ready, go. Count how many you can do. Count how many you do, but don't rush. We're about halfway there. 10 seconds more, try to do 2 more. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! How you feel? We're gonna do 1 minute of fast feet. All right, here we go. Here's a good one. So 1 minute of fast feet. Ready? Go. Get it going. Fast as you can. Relax your upper body, but hold yourself together. Fast as you can. Keep your body light. Don't slam into the floor. Lift it light. Five. In 5 seconds, we're going to change it up. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it nice and wide. A little faster now. Faster. Wide legs. Woo! We only have 20 seconds left. In 5 seconds, we're going to bring it in again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in for the last 15 seconds. We got it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got it. Nice, you guys. Isn't it funny that I say nice even though you could have just been there eating donuts and watching me do fast feet and I have no idea. Okay, good. We got that over with. Let's move into some conditioning exercises. So get your ball, your yoga ball. If you don't have a yoga ball, these are the 2 options that you have. You have several options. You can either do more push-ups. You can do downward dog to jump your feet in and out, in and out. You can do plank, mountain climbers. You can do downward dog, shift your weight forward, walk your feet into your hands, hold for a count of 5, and then walk your feet out. So there's tons of things you can do. Just pick one of them, it doesn't matter. And do it for 30 seconds to a minute, okay? If you have your ball, you're gonna put your legs on the ball from your knees down and go into a plank. If your wrists can't hold a plank, go into forearms. Here we go. And so now I'm in a nice plank. My feet are all the way together, my knees are all the way together, my midline's squeezed. If you're having trouble balancing here, just hold this. If balance is easy, start to bring your knees into your chest and out for a count of 10. 9, 8. Keep your shoulders over your hands the whole time. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your knees in. Here we go for 10, 9, 8, balance, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out, step it down, and take a break. For my suggestion for your break is to take your ball behind your back and arch over it and open your shoulders. Feels so good. Take a couple deep breaths. Then we're going to come back to this and do one more variation. So again, you can choose your own adventure. If you like that one, you do that one again. If you want to try the pike ups, we're going to do 5 of those. So 10 more seconds of rest. And then we're going to put our legs back up on the ball. Here we go, 10 seconds is up. Legs back up on the ball. Do exactly what you just did, or you can try bringing your booty up, keeping your knees straight, and keeping your shoulders up over your hands, but your butt goes up over your hands too. Ready? Here we go for 5, 4, 3, 2, shoulders stay over the hands the whole time. 1, hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank and bring it down. Take your rest over your ball for a moment. Make your way up into standing. We're going to do a little bit of legs. So turn your legs out into a horse stance, so toes diagonally out to the sides. Come bend and straighten a few times. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, down and hold. Arms out. We're going to hold here for 10, 9, press through the whole foot, 8, chest back, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the hip creases here. Stay low, and now just bring your hips a little to the right and a little to the left. You're still low here. A little to the right, a little to the left. You should feel a little stretch in the hips of the groin, and a little to the left. Hips are low, knees are out, and a little to the left, a little to the right, to the left. Now same thing, but forward and back. Pelvic thrust, stick the booty out. Pelvic thrust, knees are out, legs are engaged, out, forward, back, forward, one more, forward, back. Bring it up, take a tiny break. Then we're going to bring it down, bring the hips in a circle. Here we go, bring it down. Hips in a circle, side, forward, side, back. Like a stripper warm up here. Feels so good. All the way around, keeping those knees back and trying to keep your body upright. Don't lean forward. One more, went the first direction. And now the other way 3 times. Here we go. Hopefully your legs are burning. If they're not, drop your hips the same height as your knees, ideally. Woo! And bring it on up. Bring your toes forward. Take a forward fold. Nice and flat. Stick your butt out behind you. Reach your chest and lengthen your spine. Okay, we're going to move to your bar and just do some shrugs. So the shrugs series. If you don't have a bar, you can lay on your back with your arms over your head and do your shrugs up and down. You can lean against a wall with your back to the wall and do your shrugs up and down. You can also do some downward dog shoulder shrugs from a downward dog, pushing up and down. And you can also do some more abs or some pull-ups. So it's not going to take long. So remember, the first thing we do is bend the knees, kick heels to the butt, and then the knees come up towards the chest. And then we go to hollow body and shift the hips forward and back. Side to side. Here we go, I'll lead us through it. Hold on to your bar. Bend your knees, heels to your butt, knees down to the floor, inner thighs together. Tuck the pelvis and shoulder shrugs at mid-range. Knees together, feet together. For 5, 4, 3, 2. No cranking. 1. Bring the knees up to the chest. Now shrug the shoulders up and down for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just mid-range, not too big. Bring the legs down to hollow body. Bring the right hip forward. Left hip, right, left. Hold the shoulders nice and strong. Left, right, left. 3 more each side. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Bring it on down, roll it out, and now we're going to do our 7 shrugs. So remember our hollow body. We hold hollow body. Quickly come down to the floor. Into your hollow body hold. Now bring your arms up and over your head, and then press your ribs into the floor as you push your arms forward. Over the head, forward. Ribs into the floor, forward. Arms, the only thing that moves, and the ribs push into the floor. So if you don't have a pull-up bar, that's what you're going to do. Try to do it 10 to 20 times. If you have a pull-up bar, you're going to do it from your bar. Here we go. Just 10 of these. Remember, you're not cranking your shoulders down. You're just pushing your arms out in front of you and pulling your ribs back more into hollow body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. All right, next thing. We're gonna get down on the floor, do a little bit more abs and a pike stretch. Here we go. So lay onto your back. Let's bring our hands behind our head and continue with this tuck theme here going on. So hands behind the head, squeeze the knees in, point the toes, and we're gonna lift our booty and our shoulders at the same time together. Booty and shoulders, booty and shoulders. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, lift up and hold for 10, 9, everything lifts, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the booty down, bring the arms into robot arms, or your hands down, or hold your couch legs if you have something sturdy to hold over your head. Here we go, 10 sweaty balls. So that means we're lifting our hips up so our knees hit our face, and then we wipe the sweat off our face in this ball position. So sweat balls, here we go. We're doing 10 of these. Lift the booty, squeeze the heels to the butt, and slow with control come down all the way. Slow with control, no pounding, no falling. You can kick the heels up to bring your knee to your forehead and slowly come down. Here we go. That's probably about 3. We're doing 10 total. When you're done, sit on up into a pike stretch, legs out in front of you, sit on your block if you need, and start with some arching and hollowing of the pelvis, lower back. Kickstand your legs behind you, sit up nice and tall, and then flex your feet and straighten your knees 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten all the way, point your toes, and now straighten the knees 10 times with the toes pointed. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Don't slouch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up nice and tall. Reach the arms over the head. Hold your elbows if you want. Reach up taller and come forward for a count of 20. 19. Everything's long. Nothing collapses here. 7. I don't know where we're at. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Point the toes, straighten the knees. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax down. Stretch into that forward fold. Grab your broomstick and then take this into an active exercise. my broom. So what we're trying to do is we're imagining this broom is a trapeze bar or a hoop. We're hanging from the bottom part of the hoop or well over the top part. And so we're going to work our active flexibility. And so first what we want to try to do is just bring the bar up in front of us, bend the knees, flex the feet, and see if we can lift the booty and inch the feet under the broomstick without touching, without having any trouble. And then straighten the legs and put the broomstick right here under our hamstrings. Right, and we can even use the broomstick here to give us a little stretch. You could even pull it here wherever it feels good to give it a little stretch. And now push the broomstick away, bend the knees, lift the booty, bring your knees to your chest, and pass those feet under the broomstick. All right, and we can come to hollow body here. So bend the knees, flex the feet, lift the booty, bring it around the broomstick, stretch, lift the booty, and bring it back. We're gonna do that 10 times. That was 2. 4. If you're having trouble with this and you can't get anywhere with it, if you can get your feet to the broomstick, you can kind of walk it around. If you can't quite get to your feet to the broomstick, I just want you to do more of these booty lifts, okay? Try to just really find that squeezing the heels into the butt, right? You could also do some froggy lifts, bringing your knees towards your shoulders. All right, we'll do a few more of these. So if this is really hard for you, you know that active flexibility is something that you could be working on. Hopefully you are, because you're coming to my class and that we do work on that a lot. I'll show you at the end today a little passive stretch that will help with this. Let's move over to our chair and do some dips. Okay. So fingers forward off the chair, step it on out to a plank. Elbows bend behind you like they're trying to touch towards each other, and then the hips come up, pelvic thrust, sit bones down, and pelvic thrust up. We're gonna do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, halfway there, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Hold it up, pelvic thrust. Push the pubic bone up towards the sky. Pull the ribs in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're gonna work towards doing our pull-ups. We're gonna do 1 set of pull-ups today, if you have a pull-up bar. If you don't have a pull-up bar, then you can do some more push-ups. You can do some downward dog, shrugs and push-ups. You could do a handstand. You could do some, definitely for aerial, you could do some pretend pull-ups where you bring your arms down to your sides. You could do that with your broomstick in your hands. You could do some more inversion exercises, another active pike. So many things you could do. If you want upper body stuff, do push-ups. I love push-ups, or another set of dips, okay? So we're gonna go for our pull-ups. Those of you who can't do a pull-up yet, remember, go to your bar, put your chair under it, hold your Brazos T-Rex, and then lift weight out of your legs and hold Brazos T-Rex for 20 seconds. If you're working with pull-ups for the sake, go ahead and try for 10. So if you can't do 10 in a row, do as many as you can. Take a no more than 30-second break. Do as many as you can. Take a no more than 30-second break, and then finish until you get to 10. Okay? Here we go. So I'll put on some music for this.
One for the trouble, 2 for the time. Come on, y'all, let's use about yum. Haven't you learned anything then from the mistakes of the past yet?
If you did it, or if you're in between sets, give yourself a like celebrating dance. Even if I didn't do it, I tried. Give yourself a celebratory twerk. I'll give you one. All right. We're going to finish off with another set of dips. This time we're only going to do 10. Okay, ready? Just 10. Get your chair. Come forward into plank. Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! All right, we're gonna do a quick stretch, and then we're just gonna hold a brasso T-Rex for 20 seconds, and that's it. All right, so move it out, juice it up, make sure you have, see if you can try to have more mobility in your shoulders than you did when you started. Even though we just did all of these exercises that like strengthen and squeeze, we want to actually look for more mobility from this strength that we have. So in order to do that, we have to tell our neuromuscular system that's what we want, right? So juice it up, move it around, do a little dance after you're done. Okay, so here we are. We're going to go into our brasso T-Rex hold. If you want to do another set of pull-ups, you can. But the reason I'm asking you to do brasso T-Rex hold is because, as you could see probably if you watched it all, the end of my pull-ups got pretty like bad technique because yeah, I struggled with the last few. And so what we want to focus on is really good technique. So with our brassos T-Rex, our elbows are in, the bar is way over our chin, our shoulders are rolled back, they're not squeezing forward overusing the pecs. And then we can think of lifting our knees up towards our belly button and drawing our belly button in, okay? For a count of 20 seconds. Okay, here we go. Grab your bar, stand up on your chair or pull up and hold. Here we go. Bring those knees up for 20, 19, 18, 17, elbows in, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, one more victory dance. Okay, do more of that later. Come down and sit. We're gonna just do a quick little leg stretch and shoulder stretch. Sit in a butterfly, bring your hands behind you, lift your chest, open your shoulders back. Phew. And now come forward, bring your hands onto your hips and kind of push and squeeze. Use your hands on your legs to lengthen your spine forward, and within this do a little washing machine, a little round and around. If you happen to have a foam roller nearby, or just something you can lay over, a pillow or something, put it behind your back, bring your arms over your head, lift your booty, and just kind of roll backwards and forwards a few times on your back. Using your core strength so you don't hurt your neck or hurt your body. And just kind of roll it back and allow for your chest to open. We did a lot of ribs closed things today. Let your chest open and roll up and down. Reach your arms nice and long. Now put the roller under your shoulders, hold your elbows, and reach your elbows back behind you towards the floor. Watch your neck, be careful of your neck. If you need a block under your neck, you can. And just reach actively your arms up and back. Nice yummy stretch. If you want, you can take a little side to side. And release that. Come on up, put your roller to the side and come into a lizard lunge. Right leg forward, turn it out, turn your toes out, turn your hip out. Take some circles. Hopefully you feel pretty open here. Take your right hand to your right knee and push it away. Let's see. Make sure you can see me here. Bringing that left hip towards the floor. If you want, you can bring your elbows down. Stretch that. So lizard is like a froggy, right? We're bringing our knee towards our shoulder. So we're getting more flexibility. So this is one of the stretches that's really good for the people who are having trouble getting their feet under the broomstick. This is one of the stretches. And then we'll bring it into the middle, into a lunge. So bring your foot to the midline here and come into a lunge, knee to the chest. Pull the belly in and lengthen the spine. Really push your knee into your chest here. Or push your drop your hips down and get a nice stretch. I'm feeling this in my left hip. And now push back onto both knees. Bring your arms forward and come into your cat stretch, reaching the armpits down. Externally rotating your arms, so elbows into the midline. Elbows tucked under and in. Lift your booty, drop your chest down, or hollow your back to stretch your shoulders more. 10 seconds here. And the left leg comes forward into a lizard. Toes pointing out, knee pushing out to the sides. Take some little movements, and when you're ready, take that left hand to the left knee and twist towards that knee. Ooh, this side's tighter. My whole left side's been really tight all weekend, but I spent a lot of time rolling it out with my ball, and it really helped. It's getting there. If you want, you can bring your elbows down. Remember, your knee and your shoulder are becoming best buddies. Stretch here a few more seconds. And come into a squared lunge, bringing your knee under your chest, stretching forward, bringing your right hip towards the floor. Try not to let that left knee sag to the side, just let it come straight forward. Come out of that onto your knees. If you have a block or your foam roller, bring the foam roller or your block under your elbows and do your cat stretch again, bringing your armpits towards the floor. Externally rotating the arms, elbows tucked onto the midline. Lift your hips up and draw your chest down to the floor to get an upper back stretch. And then roll your chest in to get a shoulder stretch, reaching your shoulders, armpits towards the floor. And you can play a little with arching and flattening. 10 more seconds here. And then come over to your wall. I told you that I'd show you a passive stretch that you could do to help with that broomstick exercise. If you come to your wall, you can play with a few different variations of legs up the wall. But specifically for this tuck, you can play with bringing your butt as close to the wall as you can and walking your feet as close to your butt as you can and finding a stretch there. So right now my knees are apart. You can bring your knees apart into this kind of froggy and reach your hips as close to the wall as you can. And here, allow your knees to relax towards your armpits. And you could do the legs together version with your feet together, and then hold on to your knees and try to flatten your butt towards the floor. So you're trying to squeeze everything into the midline, but I'm trying not to work hard with my muscles. So right now I'm using my arms to help me squeeze my legs, and then dropping my butt down and flattening my back, and trying to bring my knees towards my chest more. Here you can actually make it active more by squeezing your knees together and lengthening your butt towards the floor and bringing your knees squeezed into the middle. Here you can even add a little sit up to get really squeezy, right? So here's a couple things. And then the best part, since we're here at the wall, you can lengthen your legs up, and if you have space, you can open your legs into a reclining straddle against the wall, and we're going to leave it here for today. If you have a little bit more time, I suggest going to the straddle video, the 30-minute straddle video, but fast forward and start at pigeon. I think it's probably like 15 minutes in or 12 minutes in or something. Go start at pigeon since you're all warmed up, and then finish the last 15-20 minutes of the video and get your straddle stretch in. Why not? Otherwise, you can hang out here in this passive straddle against the wall for 3 to 10 minutes and really let the gravity pull your legs down. Hopefully you don't feel any pain here, just a slowly increased feeling of stretch and elongation through the legs. If you're feeling it only in your knees, then just bend those knees a bit. So thanks for joining me today, and I hope that you have a good start to your week. I know a lot of you out there are struggling with a lot of things, and I'm really grateful for what I have, and I'm really grateful for y'all to be here. I care about y'all. Everything is going to be okay. All right. Mwah. Love you all so much. Have a wonderful day.